Hi, this is Simon Hill for Digital Trends, and today we're looking at some handy tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. We'll just jump straight in, so let's start with how to get the look you want. If you want to customize the look of your Galaxy Note 5, tap and hold on any space on the home screen, and you get your options along the bottom here. You can change your wallpaper, you can add widgets for the apps that you have, you can change the theme, the couple there by default, that's going to change the font, the colour, and a lot of the basic icons on your phone as well. And if you don't like what's there, you can go to the theme store and choose more. Go back again, and the final choice is screen grid size. So I've got this one set 5x5. Take maximum advantage of that 5.7 inch screen and fit as many icons as you can in, but you can switch the grid to 4x5 or 4x4 if you prefer bigger icons. You can also just pinch together if you want to open that menu. There you go. Our next tip concerns how to streamline your navigation. So drag down the notification shade at the top, you'll see these little shortcuts in a row. There's 10 of them. If you want to change what appears there, just tap edit and you've got the complete list. You can tap and hold and then just drag it onto the list and it'll bump the bottom one off. So decide which ones you want, what order you want them in, tap done, and that's you. You got your choices there, always accessible. You can also go into settings, and if you find that you're constantly looking for the battery screen or there's something else you need to dip into all the time, you can set them up to be quick settings at the top here. Again, just tap this edit button and you get the complete menu list of all your settings menus. Tick the ones you want to appear, go back and they're going to appear here, maximum in 9. We'll turn back to the home screen again. Now our next tip concerns how to launch the camera quickly. You want to capture that shot as it's happening, you don't want to waste any time. All you need to do is double tap the home button and you'll go straight into the camera app. Now the beauty of this tip is, even if the phone screen's off, double tap and there you are, straight into the camera app, and it'll work if you're in an app as well. Our next tip concerns how to use split screen, which is definitely one of the best things in fact about the Galaxy Note 5. So let's see if we open up Chrome. So let's say you're browsing the web, you decide you want to be able to look at something else at the same time. All you have to do is hold down the multitasking button here, the recent apps button, and you'll see a menu here of different apps that you can add split screen. Let's go for the gallery. Now, both apps are open and you can browse through them and use them as you normally would. If you tap the little button in the middle here, then you can switch them around. Tap it again. This button here lets you drag and drop from one screen into another. So say you had Dropbox in your gallery and you wanted to upload a photo, you could do it that way. This button here will minimize one of the apps. And once it's minimized, it becomes this little icon here, and if you tap it, it opens up and you've got this little window. Open this up again, let's say you want to maximize one of them, that's how you would do it. And of course, your final option there is just to close the mode, and that'll close whichever app's highlighted. There you go, split screen, super handy. Our next app is how to take a screenshot. Now, you're spoilt for choice on the Galaxy Note 5 if you want to take a screenshot, because there are actually 3 different ways of doing it. Number 1, you're going to want to hold down the power button on the side here and the home button together. And that's it, you'll hear the noise and see the animation, the screenshot will be taken. You can share it directly from the notification shade here, or if you want to find it later, head into gallery, switch to albums, and it creates a screenshots album. All your screenshots are going to be in there. The next method is the palm swipe, and this is something that Samsung have on a few of their phones. You have to set that up in gestures if you want to use it. And the final method is to pop the S Pen out, and you can do screen write. If you tap screen write, it takes a screenshot, and then you can actually draw on top of it. Decide whether you want to share, save, whatever. And that's how to take a screenshot in the Galaxy Note 5. Our next tip is about freeing up some space and possibly getting a little bit of extra processing power by either disabling or uninstalling apps that you really don't want. Carriers tend to include them. Not always things you would choose. So head into settings here, find applications, application manager, scroll over to the all tab and find anything you don't want to use. Now don't go disabling services that you don't recognize. If there's something you're not sure about, Google it to make sure it's not going to affect your phone's performance. But let's say it comes pre-installed with something like Instagram and you don't intend to use that. Head into that page, just tap disable, okay, and there we go. Now it's not a problem, any app that you do disable is going to appear in this new list here, disabled. If you later change your mind, you can just go in there and tap enable and it's back again. Our next tip is all about how to find things quickly. So whatever you're looking for on your phone, don't spend ages dipping in and out of folders and stuff. Pull down notification shades, you've got S Finder right there, tap S Finder and you can do a search for a file or photo. Now the good thing here is that you can search for file types, you can search by time, so if you know it was from the last few days, or location, perhaps it's been tagged with a location, or you might have tagged it with something else. So there's lots of ways to filter the search, and it'll search the phone, it'll search everything, it'll search in your gallery, it'll search your apps. There you go, find what you want quickly. Our next tip is about how to use gestures, and Samsung have included a few different gestures that you can use with the Galaxy Note 5. So you want to head into settings and we're looking for motions and gestures. And we go in there, you can see there's 4 different possibilities. Now Samsung's been adding these to its phones for quite a while now, but they are really handy. Direct call just means if you've got a contact on screen, whether it's in the call log or a message from them, all you need to do is put the phone up to your ear and it'll call them directly. Smart alert just means if you've had a call and you didn't notice at the time, whenever you pick your phone up next, it's going to vibrate to tell you that you missed a call or a message. Mute allows you to cover the screen with your hand or just flip it over and that'll quickly turn the sound off. Whether it's an alarm or an incoming call, doesn't matter. And we've already seen palm swipe to capture, that's just another shortcut for taking screenshots. Our next tip's about how to create and edit folders. Folders can be a pretty handy way of saving space. You can see this is a little Google folder that comes pre-installed. Say you wanted to create a new folder, you would just tap and hold on the app icon, drop it on top of another app icon and the two are put into a folder. You can type the folder name at the top there, and if you want to change the colour, you just tap the little palette thing, change the colour. Now let's say you want to take something back out of a folder, again just tap and hold in the folder. You could remove it completely with the trash can at the top or put it back where it was, and if there's only one app left in a folder, it'll automatically just revert to the app icon. Our next tip is about how to use the S Pen. Now the S Pen stylus is really something that sets the Note 5 apart from the competition on the phablet scene. It's something that Samsung have done a lot of work on. Now by default it's going to automatically launch the different apps that you can use with the S Pen whenever you pull it out, which is pretty handy. You get 3 options here. You've got the action memo, you've got smart select and you've got screen write. So screen write takes a screenshot and you can write on top of it. Smart select, instead of a screenshot, lets you choose a specific area and you can choose different shapes. You can choose an oval if you want. Take a screenshot of that and then write on top of it, share it, save it, whatever you want. If we head back here, and obviously action memo is just your basic memo option. There you go. If you stick the pen back in, you'll see that that automatically disappears, your little shortcut. Now you can also set your own shortcuts. So let's take the S Pen back out. The little air command menu pops up. I want to add some of my own apps to automatically launch with the S Pen. Perhaps we are going to go for the gallery. Let's add that in. Now you've got 3 slots here to add. Obviously the minus just takes it back out again, so we'll just add the gallery for just now. Go back, now that appears as one of your shortcuts. Another great thing about this, if we go back here, you can also just drag this around wherever you want to have it. Now let's put the pen away again for a moment. Another really handy feature of the S Pen is you can turn your screen off. Say you're out and about and you just see something. Say you're out and about and you see something that you want to take a quick note about. Pop the S Pen out and you can actually just take a note right on the screen here without having to turn on the phone or unlock it. It's just simple. You switch to eraser if you want to rub something out, and you've got the pen, just white on black, and then tap save if you want to keep it, and there you go. Another cool thing about Samsung's S Pen on the Galaxy Note 5 is that you can actually take a note even when the screen's off. You just pop the S Pen out of its little holder there and you can write a note. So if you're out and about and you see something you want to take a quick note of, this is the way to do it. It's just white on black. You've got your pen option, you've got eraser there, you can delete or save the note that you've made. I'll delete that one because my handwriting's illegible. Stick the pen back away, there we go. Now another cool feature of the S Pen is called Air View. Now I'll unlock the screen for this. Now if you've got Air View turned on, you might be wondering why I would set gallery as one of my shortcuts in Air Command here, but if we go into the gallery, let's say you're in the camera album and you want to have a little closer look at one of these thumbnail images, you just hold the pen over and there you go. It pops up, you can share, delete, edit, whatever you want. Works on videos too. It's pretty handy. Now this same functionality is available in a few different apps. Another one where it's useful is email, where you can hover over an email and it'll show you a bit more of the message than just a little preview that you can normally see. You can also avoid losing your S Pen. If we take a look in settings, and S Pen, go down to S Pen alerts here. Now this is really just to stop you from walking away without the S Pen. So you take it out, you'll see, we'll get rid of this for a minute, you'll see here that it tells you the time and date that it was last attached. Now if I was to go a few paces away from the S Pen, it would sound a little alert and you get a little message up on screen telling you not to forget it. Obviously when you put the pen back in, you can see that detachment message disappears. Our next tip is how to use the Do Not Disturb mode, which is a really handy feature. You don't want to get calls in the middle of the night or when you're in a meeting or whatever. So head into settings here and we're looking for sounds and notifications, which is in the device subheader, and then we want to find Do Not Disturb. Now there's lots of options in here. Obviously you can just enable it. You can set what exceptions you want, so you can stop calls and messages coming in but still get your alarm going off in the morning. And you can also set an actual schedule, so you could set a different schedule for weekdays, perhaps when you sleep 8 hours a night, let yourself have a lie-in at the weekend, start time, end time. It's all pretty self-explanatory. So that's Do Not Disturb. Our next tip is on how to use a fingerprint sensor, and it really is the most convenient way to unlock your Note phone. As you can see, you just hold your thumb on there and that's it. It's very easy to set up. Go into settings, lock screen and security is what we're looking for here. Lock screen and security, fingerprints. Now I need to use my existing fingerprint. Just open the menu, say I wanted to add a new fingerprint. I'll just show you what the process is like. Place your finger on the home key, lift it off and repeat. So let's say we want to use my left thumb. Now the best thing to do here is try and get it from lots of different angles. Try and get different parts of the thumb. The more different angles you get, the more likely it's going to work first time every time. And you just keep working through the process until it hits 100%. Trying all these different angles. There we go, success. Now, if we go back to the home screen, turn it off, now I should be able to unlock with this thumb as well. There we go, it works. Perfect, very convenient. Our next tip is about how to use the phone one-handed. Now the Note 5 is a big phone and some people are going to struggle holding this and operating it one-handed. And Samsung knows that, so they have added some interesting little features that you might want to take advantage of. Drag the notification shade down, let's go into settings, and this time we're looking for display. There's display under device settings, go into display and you've got one-handed operation. Now there's two choices in here. The first one, reduce the screen size, really just makes the whole screen into a window. So if we come back out, you have to triple tap on the home button to activate it, and there you can see it's just cut down the screen to a small window. If you tap this arrow here, it's going to flick it over to the left side, the right side, so depending on which hand you're using, this will make it easier to operate. And obviously you just tap return to full screen when you want it to go back to normal. Now there was another option in there, you might have noticed, back in display, one-handed operation, one-handed input, and this one really just relates to the keyboard, keypad, calculator, things like that. Anywhere something's going to appear, if we turn it on and then say we go to write a new message and we bring the keyboard up, you can see that it's over to the right hand side. Again, tap the arrow and it'll move it over to the left hand side, so you can have it on whichever side suits you best.